Lewis Hart for the Ring magazine, delighted today to be joined with Terence "Bud" Crawford ahead of a massive fight week as you take on Canelo Alvarez. Allegiant Stadium on Saturday. Terence, the fight week's here, all the talking's done. How are you? How's things?
Man, I'm feeling great. I'm excited. I'm just ready to go out there and have some fun.
Mm-hmm. It's like a once in a generation type fight this on Saturday. How can you? I know it's the start of fight week, but how's it been with the build up and the fight week events and that being a part of like a once in a lifetime type fight? How does that sort of feel and how does that describe to you the feeling of it?
Well, it feels great. It's a feeling that I should have been here a long time ago, but at the same time, it's great to finally get to where I know that I should have been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you ever feel, was there a point where you feel like that generational type fight may not happen for you at some point? Because I know there was always talk like the Pacquiao fight and other names. Was there a point where you felt like that generational type fight might slip from your legacy, I guess?
At times, yeah. Me personally, I never would have thought me and Canelo would be in the same ring together. Mm-hmm. But then again, I thought me and Pacquiao would be. Mm-hmm. So, with boxing, you got to expect the unexpected, at times. So we here now. I'm excited, and I'm about to, go out there and do my thing and become the 3-time undisputed champion of the world.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Was it like surreal that it was Canelo? Because when people sort of would have described you in these legacy type fights, I'm sure not many people would have said it would have been Canelo Alvarez. So is that surreal feeling that I guess that it is Canelo when you were sort of talking about sort of generational sort of type fights?
You said what?
Was it surreal, I guess, that it was Canelo because not many people would have, I guess, expected that for you?
Well, I think it was more so people didn't want it for me. It's not that it couldn't happen. It was that they didn't want it to happen. And Turkey made it happen, him and Riyadh season, and we here.
Yeah. How does it feel being at 168? Bomac done an interview with The Ring with Ricky a couple weeks ago, and he said, he was always sort of talking about potentially the move up or moving up in weight. How have you felt in this camp and training, I guess, being at 168, I guess?
I felt great. Especially not having to lose weight and worry about weight and things like that, and worry about what I do in strength condition or anything else. I didn't have no worries this camp.
Yeah, that's I say. Like I guess in that sort of training, you feel like you are sort of being even stronger. As I say,
Yeah.
One attribute's always been the strength that you got. But I feel like 168, you could be even stronger now at that weight.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Okay. A question I wanted to ask you, what do you think means more for yourself? Would it be beating Canelo Alvarez or becoming the first person to be 3-time undisputed in male weight division?
Both.
But if you had to pick one, like what would mean more, I guess?
Becoming 3-time undisputed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Doing something that's never been done before. Mm-hmm. I think that would be bigger because when you look at the landscape of apples to apples, Canelo's been beat before. Mm-hmm. There's never been a man boxer to become 3-time undisputed champion. Mm-hmm. I was the first to become 2-time undisputed, Now I'm looking to become the first to be 3-time.
Mm-hmm. And how special do you feel like when it's all said and done, you can look at your legacy and no one can deny, yourself being the first person to become 2-time undisputed, but being 3-time undisputed as well. But that stuff is undeniable. So how special do you feel like that is for yourself?
I think it'd be very special. It'd be something that words couldn't explain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With these fights, everyone's always going to have their opinions. It's one of these fights where you say, who do you think is going to win? And you don't even need to know who they're talking about when it comes to yourself and Canelo. Do you feel like you're the favourite here? Because I think there's a lot of people that are backing you.
No, I think I don't care. They got me as the underdog. It don't matter to me. We got to go out there and we got to perform. Mm-hmm. So none of that matters to me, whether I'm the underdog or the favorite. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to go out there and win regardless.
Yeah. One thing with you, Terence, you've always sort of talked about the doubters and people doubting you. Do you feel like a lot of your motivation is based off sort of people counting you out and people doubting you and not thinking you can do certain things?
It's been that way my whole career.
But that's fueled you, would you say, your whole career?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. It's definitely fuel, you know, and it's definitely something that drives me as well.
Yeah. So you feel like after this fight, you don't want that sort of, because you said it in the press conference, you don't want to see people saying, you know, he was over the hill, or you don't want no excuses when you beat Canelo on Saturday for him.
At all.
Yeah, for sure. And a final one for myself, and I think one thing that's special about this fight is, you know, both Canelo and yourself, you've been with Bomac, and Canelo's obviously been with Reynoso throughout your whole career, and I'm sure there would have been many times, as you say, where people said, you know, you need to go to this trainer, need to go there for this for training. How special is it that you've had that trust in your team, and you know you've almost been on that journey, not just with Bomac but with all the coaches as well, to get to this point where you've got, you know, a legacy fight on Saturday night?
Man, it feels great to, you know, win on the biggest stage there is, with the ones that you started with. You know, that's the biggest and greatest feeling of all time. You know, is doing it with the ones that started with nothing with you.
Yeah. Well, just as I do sign us off, is there any, I guess, final message that you want to say as we approach a massive fight on Saturday night?
Hey, listen, this is a fight that you don't want to miss, and you know, I appreciate everybody that had a hand in making this a reality. And, you know, come Saturday, we're going to have fireworks.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Appreciate the time, Terence. All the best on Saturday. Thank you.